Hey fam, you might not want to hear this, but I bet you work at your current job for longer than you want to. Well, get ready to level up your life because we're going to talk about a book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, which will teach you how to escape your 9-to-5 job, live anywhere you want, and become financially free. I'm John, this is a deck of cards, and welcome back to the channel where we discuss my best tips and tools to help empower you to live your best life and have fun doing it. Over the next few minutes, you're gonna learn the 4 main lessons from the 4-Hour Workweek, which are 1, define your objectives, 2, eliminate distractions with the 80-20 rule, 3, automate your life, and 4, liberate yourself from traditional expectations. Ferriss says if you can do all of this, you can work for as little as 4 hours a week and spend the rest of the time doing whatever you want. And hey, nice job! By watching this video, you're improving your life by working on your productivity, career, and mental health pillars. So stick around to the end to see how many experience points you gained. First, you must define your objectives. This is the most important step, and think of it this way. If you were an adventurer with the best equipment and skills, and you were set out to go seek a lost treasure, but you didn't have a map or any clue where to go, how would you ever find it? Having a map or an objective of where you're going is absolutely critical. So first, take some serious time to decide what's important in your life. Like, if there were no restrictions on your life at all, what would you do? Do you love your job? Or would you rather do something else? And be honest with yourself. If you need help with this, I like to start by listing off the things that I love in life, then the things that I hate, and then what I'm passionate about. Give yourself 3 minutes for each of these and write down every thought you have. You'll start to see a theme of things that you want more of in your life and things you want less of. From there, think about what jobs or activities flow from those themes. So, for example, if you love adventure, freedom, exploring, and new experiences, you might want to do more traveling, which means you might want to be anything from a flight attendant to a travel blogger. Or like me, if you love creativity, humor, speaking, and helping others, you might want to start a YouTube channel. And look, this step can be really hard, so give yourself some time to figure out what your unique passions and interests are. And it's totally okay if you're not sure at first or if these change over time, but the important thing is to take the time to reflect on this and to choose an objective. Second, Ferriss recommends that you learn to be effective by following the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This rule states that in reality, only 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. Thus, you should identify and focus on the 20% of things that actually benefit your life and ignore the rest. And we've all had those days where we focus on the busy work and never make time for the 20% of stuff that really matters. But by following this rule, you can accomplish the things that matter most to you while saving time overall. Like, seriously, think about it. What if you said no to the 80% of things that just don't matter? Like doing favors for people you don't like, sitting on work calls that don't relate to your role, or mindlessly scrolling on social media. And here are some ways to put this rule into practice. In the morning, set priorities for the day, aka the 20% of stuff that matters, and these can be both for your work life and your personal life. Go through them one by one throughout the day until they're all done. Or start even simpler. Just pick one important thing that you're gonna do that day and make sure it's something that you're gonna feel super good and accomplished about and be happy with yourself, even if nothing else gets done. Then in the evening, review your to-do list for the next day to also eliminate the 80% of tasks that don't matter. And if you're interested in revamping your to-do list and getting better at setting priorities and deadlines, then check out my video on Todoist, an app that I use every single day to organize my life. I even use the app to set my daily priorities, and I seriously can't live without it at this point. So check out that video after this one, and the link to that is in the description below. To further eliminate distractions, you should learn to say no more often. To do that, first you need to acknowledge your value and the value of your time. This is your one life to live. Why waste it doing stuff you don't want to do or doing favors for people who don't care about you? By acknowledging your value, you'll begin to more quickly set boundaries with others. But to learn more on this, I recommend the book called How to Say No Without Feeling Guilty, which I'll also link below. Not only should you say no to useless stuff, you should say yes yes to beneficial stuff like subscribing to my channel so you don't miss my other videos about self-improvement and mental health. And if you want to be a real superstar, hit the bell so you get notifications of when my videos go live. Also, I have a Discord server where you can meet other people interested in living their best lives and achieving their dream. The first 1,000 people who join using the link in the description below will be given the special role, which will give you exclusive access to perks like a private channel to chat with other champions and myself. But anyways, let's jump into the next point. Number 3, automate your life. For anything that's not important but you can't eliminate it, Ferriss recommends that you automate it. For example, you should set all of your bills to auto pay so you never have to think about them again. Or if cleaning takes you forever and sucks out all your energy, then hire a cleaner. If your emails, scheduling, or organization needs some help, consider hiring a virtual assistant so that they can do the busy work while you focus on what matters. Now, of course, some of you might not be able to afford hiring someone to help, but there are some simpler ways to automate tasks. For example, I use a Roomba to vacuum for me, and I have an Instant Pot to cook a bunch of food. So even think about little things here and there that will help free up your time. Ultimately, your goal is to automate and outsource everything that isn't a valuable use of your time. Again, this is all so you can focus on the 20% most meaningful tasks and nothing else. Ferriss goes on to apply this to finances too, with the end goal of creating what he calls an automatic machine for generating cash without consuming your time, aka passive income or a business that can run without you at some point. He recommends finding a market, defining your customer, and finding or developing a product for them. Then Ferriss says you should create a more compelling offer than your competitors, put your offer out there with advertising, cut any waste, and build a scalable business. This part gets pretty detailed in terms of business and finance, and if you want to learn more, I recommend checking out the book. Finally, number 4, Ferriss recommends liberating yourself from the restrictions of traditional expectations. The 9-to-5 job, which of course, as we all know, is more like an 8-to-6 or even longer job, is not for everyone. And take it from me, I worked as a corporate lawyer for 5 years, at times for much longer than 9-to-5. And eventually I decided to take charge of my life and to do something more meaningful with my time, which is to empower people to live their best lives. So I quit my job and started this YouTube channel, which combined my passions for creativity, speaking, and giving back to others, as well as even gaming. But look, I know quitting your job sounds really scary, and it was terrifying for me. So instead, if you don't feel satisfied at your current job, move towards your next adventure in baby steps. If you work in an office, Ferriss recommends doing the following to escape. Ask your company to invest in training to increase your value, then call in sick for 1 to 2 days in the middle of the week and increase your work output on those days to show how well you can work from home. And create a list of what you achieved outside of the office to back this up. Next, propose a trial period during which you can work from home starting 1 day per week, eventually upping this to 4 days a week. Now, of course, if you're already working from home permanently due to the pandemic, you're already one step closer to your dream job. Once you're working from home, you can start to devote more time to the things that really matter to you. You'll need to practice working effectively at home, but after that, you can start setting rules for yourself, like as Ferriss recommends, spending 0 hours on your day job on Friday. As described in the section about automating your life, you should think about ways to create passive income, like a stock portfolio that pays dividends, rental housing, or a business. At the end of the book, Ferriss goes into detail about common questions, pushback, and doubts others may have about this process. And now, I don't agree with everything that Ferriss recommends, but he poses an extreme but true choice. If you don't like your job, you either accept that job that you have, or you decide to work hard for yourself to move towards your dream job. So now you know 1, the importance of defining your objectives to determine what matters in your life. 2, how to eliminate distractions and focus on the few but meaningful tasks during your day. 3, how to automate your life so you can focus on those meaningful tasks. And 4, how to free yourself from an office job so you can spend more time on the things you love. But let's take a step back to remember why you watched this video. You're probably interested in working less at your current job. The 4-hour work week shows you one method for doing that, but you don't have to follow everything that Ferriss recommends. Think about what resonated with you and which steps could have the largest impact on your life. Maybe it's finding a job that lets you work from home, or maybe it's learning to prioritize the 20% over the 80%. There's plenty of other info out there, like the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, which asserts that the key to working less is to focus on a task without distractions, which usually is for about 3 to 4 hours a day. But again, it's all about finding something that works for you. And congrats, by watching this video, you've directly improved your life across 3 categories: your productivity, your career, and your mental health. So let's see how much experience you got for each of them. Ooh, very nice. Remember, whether you know it or not, you are extraordinarily unique. You are profoundly loved, and you're capable of shaking the very foundations of this world with your greatness. I'm John, you've just leveled up, and I'll see you in the next one.